Morning guys, before we start today off I just thought I'd give you a quick tour of where I've been staying the last few days, and that is this place. It's a little cottage, I think it's called Tiny Homes Bucharest. If you're really interested, just have a look inside. So yeah, we got this little cottage. It's I've got a table. I don't know what that is, but you can't really sit on it. It just squashes all the way down. I'll just throw my stuff around everywhere because I sort of got it here. I was like, oh, that'll do. We've got a sink. Inside the thing is a fridge, but as you can see, unfortunately there's no kitchen, so we're eating out all the time and buying pre-made stuff at the shops. I've got a sink, toilet, shower that leaks all over the floor. Also, when I came here, someone had left the skylight open and that window, which is probably for aircon, but because although they've got that, which yeah, and there's a load of flies in here. But the main thing that I picked this place for is this. Look at that bed. I mean, granted, you get a sheet instead of a duvet, but I think proper duvets are a British thing, because most places I've been they give you a sheet. But yeah, so that's where I've been staying. I think it's called Tiny Homes Romania if you come here and you fancy one. But there's no kitchen, and the Wi-Fi isn't the best. That's why when this comes up, I'll upload in at the same time, because I've not been able to upload any videos for a few days. But yeah, but soon we're going to get going. I don't really have a plan. I'm going to go into where I think is a busy area of town and see what Bucharest is like. So, see you in a bit. Alright guys, so first thing to note, we're on the far side of where we were picked up by the bus yesterday, and the aim is to just wander about, find things that are interesting. I've had a little look at the map. It was quite yeah, there's a few things of note, but we drive very erratically, thank you. But I think for now we're going to go down this main street here and see what they've got, see if there's anything interesting. I've not eaten a thing yet, I've not had breakfast, nothing. So yeah. So as I walk down this massive street, a few things to note. We're starting to get a little bit of a hang of this money. So 60 lau, or leu, or whatever you want to call it, is tenner. So 30 is 5, 10 is about 3.50. But yeah, it's got very interesting architecture here, very different to most capital cities. Also, it's very different to Brasov. Now in a bit I'm going to tell you why that is. The lady on the tour gave it a bit of an explanation, but it's an interesting and pretty sad story really. But for now, we're going to look for breakfast because I am starving. Although I think I'm going to struggle getting it here because we've got a patisserie, a KFC and a McDonald's, and I'm not having Mackey's breakfast. Oh no, I'm meant to be out for most of the day. I don't want to rush back to the hostel and my guts start falling apart. But yeah, I can't work out the buses here. They're, I'm sure they're fine, but everywhere I look to go, I might as well have walked there anyway. Like when you have to walk to the bus. I think that's more my location. They've got a metro. Yeah. It look, to be honest, when you look around, it looks pretty. Right, let me put it back to me. Like, especially at night, it looks a bit shifty. But actually, it's been fine. I've had no problems. No one's bothered me. So, that's a good. And like yesterday on the tour, you know, everyone was fine, everyone was friendly. Seems like a nice place. I was I was a little apprehensive about coming here because I didn't know what to expect. You know. But I'm glad I came. Let's see what else they've got around here. So Romania is quite a strange place with it being behind the Iron Curtain for so many years, and then even after that, I think it's only recently the UK started accepting people from Russia, Romania, and allowing to seek asylum in our country. So I don't really know that much about it. It's they got heritage from the Romans. The Ottomans occupied it for a while. As I said yesterday, it was they were worried that the Russians were going to try and take it, so they ended up getting a German king, who by all accounts seems to have done pretty well. What they haven't mastered is where I can find breakfast from. I could probably get maps out, but I'm trying not to use all my data. I need to get used to not having data once we get past the next few destinations. My roaming Wi-Fi isn't an option anymore. It's good for many places in Europe, but once we get out of Europe or start heading that way, things are going to be turned up a little bit in difficulty. Yeah. But as I said about the Ottomans, you get a lot of like baklava, which I believe is a Turkish sweet. I know it's popular there. I've been there a few times. So yeah. But you know, they've got lots of options. They've got lots of Japanese sushi. I had a Greek meal last night, which was reasonable. It's quite tasty. You know. Yeah. It's just where do I find breakfast? Got an outlet store. Was pretty cool. I think their main team here is Dynamo Bucharest, which I think for a while they were quite a tasty team in Europa League. One of them ones that like you could beat them, but it's not guaranteed. And yesterday when I was on the coach coming back, they had a party for him, Dynamo Fest. Now when I had to look it up because I thought, oh, Dynamo the magician, but then I remembered, oh no, Dynamo Bucharest. Oh no, actually no, there is a couple of teams actually, because I think there's Steaua Bucharest. I think there might be Rapid, but I could be wrong on Rapid. So yeah, if you're interested in football, there's that. I could say I could go watch a match, but we just had the World Cup and it's end of season, so I doubt it. There's probably somewhere exotic playing pre-season friendlies. But yeah, some more information for you. Alright, so I've just come across this monument. Now I tried to Google it, but there's not much information about it. But you can see there's bullets in the floor. Now I know that Romania had some part in the war, because the tour guide yesterday was saying something about it. I don't know how much it is. It's got some names on it here, I think. But yeah. So obviously people, I think they said they were involved in the Second World War. But, you know, I could be wrong. I don't want to disrespect them by getting it wrong. But, yeah, it's just thought I'd show you that. Alright, so as it's nearly 1 o'clock, I abandoned the search for breakfast and I went for pizza, which looks very fancy. So it's per slice, and sorry, it's no. So all of this, was plus a large coffee, £10. That's decent. I don't think you can get that anywhere in the UK. I think you can get really snide pizzas for a tenner from like a local kebab house, but they're usually terrible, dripping with grease. This looks really fancy. It's got ricotta on it, so let's give it a try. It's really good. As I said, a lot of Italian influence through the Romans, so I'm not surprised they can make a nice pizza. Let's try the other piece. Also very good. It's definitely a winner. Alright, so he seems to have stumbled across this thing. Looks very musical. They've all got trombones, horns. They've got one of them big music playing things in the centre. I can't remember the name of it, to be honest. But yeah, that stuff's pretty cool. I think behind it is some sort of musical theatre thing. It looks very fancy. It's got a big red roof. Looks like you could sit up there. Yeah. I think it says Aeon Roller. I don't know what that means. But yeah. So while I was walking around here, I thought it was very quiet. Doesn't seem to be loads going on. And then I suddenly remembered today is Sunday and most things are closed. But that's not going to put me off. Still going to wander around trying to find things. We've got Lime bikes here, but again, the driving here is erratic at best. They've got this nice roundabout. Got a cross in the middle. They've got this big statue. It's pretty cool. This area looks quite nice. It's probably going to be expensive. I'm trying to work out how to cross the road, but that seems to be a struggle at the minute. Maybe I can cut through the metro. I might try that. So one of the things I've noticed while I've been in Romania is that when a building gets work done to it, they stick up a load of scaffolding, instead of going like, oh, that'll do, and just leaving it, they put this sort of good coating on the outside of it, make it look like a different building, put advertising on it, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's a bit cartoony, but it's better than just looking at a load of scaffolding all the time, like the UK. Oh, I found something pretty interesting over here as I get a bit closer. They've got, hang on, a fountain. Oh, look at that. It's pretty fancy. There is parts of this city that is pretty cool. I'll tell you one thing, there's a lot of pigeons around here. So, I just stumbled across something on the way to find things that looks pretty amazing. Check out this little street. Look at these. How brilliant is that? I think it loosely translates to Umbrella Street, which is unsurprising. And you can come and learn salsa here. Have a look at this snazzy building. It's a full reflective building. No idea what it is. It's not what I came here for, but you can see like the cloud reflecting in it. That's pretty cool. I like that. Alright, so this is where I come to. It's called the National Military Club. Now I was going to give you some facts about it, but it turns out I can't get any signal here. So Google isn't working. So what we'll do, so if you go next door, you see this hideous looking place, the rest of it. And I'll be telling you that there's a reason why a lot of buildings are like this. So for up to 40 years, Romania was run by a communist state, and the leader of that was a guy called Ceausescu. Now, he was described to me as a bit of a megalomaniac. He was not educated. He could barely read. He was a smart man in some aspects, I was told, but he wasn't by any ways educated. Now, he believed he was the best ever, and he was one of those that, you know, I'm the captain of the engineers, or how did she describe it? So like everything he did, so he was chief finance, he was chief design, chief architect, he, you know, everything ran through him. He had to be in control of everything, is the way it was described to me. And he had no understanding or respect for art or anything like that. So before he reigned, Budapest was meant to be a very beautiful city. It was nicknamed Little Paris, as it was common for architects to go to Paris as part of their training, and then they'll bring that sort of architecture back here. But Ceausescu over the years decided it wasn't worth anything, ripped it down, and then rebuilt these sort of things, all very basic. Yeah, and he's part of the reason a lot of Bucharest looks very dated. It's very, you know, it's not stuff that's lasted the test of time. You know, when we went to Brasov yesterday, it was all very pretty. You could tell it was old, but it was all nice. It's different, whereas this is just, a lot of it is just very run down. It's very stale, boring. And yeah, so obviously after he ran unopposed for 40 years, as many dictators do, until Budapest and, well, Romania were able to go into a free market economy. Now that isn't without flaws. I'm not saying communism is the worst thing. I'm sure that there is some countries where it works really well, but it doesn't work all the time. Free market economy has definitely got its flaws, but, you know, afterwards the Romanians suffered economically, you know, and it really put them back. For such a vast country, it's a shame, really. I think they suffered through the war as well, you know. They weren't unscathed from that. But yeah, that's the story of why a lot of the buildings here, and Bucharest in general, isn't the prettiest of cities, especially when you compare it to some of the places I've been, like Austria, Rome, stuff like that. There's some nice buildings, but then there's a lot of really old, dirty, dusty looking buildings. So yeah, there you go, that's my fun facts about it and about Ceausescu. I'll move on in a little bit, see if I can find somewhere interesting that isn't closed because it's Sunday. Alright, so I just walked round that military building and look at that. It's much better from this side. I thought it was a bit dull for what it was. A lovely fountain outside of it. Yeah. I appear to have wandered across this weird little square. Yeah, they got this thing here that sprays you with mist when it's a hot day. Let's have a go. Yeah, that's refreshing. Got a bit of a way to go for the next place. I'll see if there's anything interesting on the way. They closed off some of the streets here for pedestrians, which is nice. Probably not if you're a driver, but I don't mind it. But yeah, very cool building. So this street's pretty cool. It's got a lot of nice bars in it. It's got a ballroom. That's pretty cool. I think this is what the start of where the nightlife is around here. Now it would have been nice to go on a night out, but I leave Bucharest pretty early tomorrow, so that won't be happening. And to be honest, I feel a bit tired today. Got a bit of an headache, but I'm battling on to come out of here, show you a bit of Bucharest, because I've not really explored it that much, and the maps don't show you too much of it. But I thought this street's pretty cool. Got a guy playing music. Yeah. They got this memorial to, looks like a commander of some sort. Yeah. Yeah, it's very nice. So they got this lovely little church here. It's down as an Orthodox church. Just thought that was very pretty. Also, they've got this massive building. Now this is I believe the Ministry of Finance, so these are the ones who look after the economics of the country. Obviously it's got the European Union flag, which you won't see very much of that in England anymore. But it's a pretty impressive building. Let's get around the front of it, show it properly. Well, I think it's the National Bank as well. But yeah, how cool is that? And across the road you've got the, I think that's the National Museum. It's huge that. But I'm not paying to go to the museum. They don't tend to like you filming. They've also got a communist museum around here. But I'm not paid to go in that. Yeah. There's a guy out selling Schweppes. See, I didn't realise in the UK we have Schweppes, but we usually just have lemonade. They've got loads of flavours out here. I don't know what they are, I don't want to try them all. I thought I'd show you the river. It's not the prettiest. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to eat a fish that came out of that. But yeah, this is the river that runs through Bucharest. Could be from the Danube, I don't know, I don't really know, but I know that river runs through the country somewhere. Yeah. We've got these fancy buildings all over there. I'll slow you down a bit. But then you've got the other buildings that are just more like a monstrosity, really. Not very pretty or inviting. Alright, so whilst on my way to the next destination, we stumbled across this nice little park. It's a bit wooded around here. But one thing to be aware of, it rained yesterday, so I have to be careful not to fall like I nearly did a minute ago. This is a nice relief from the concrete jungle that is Bucharest. Nice little park, it's got wonderful trees in it. Yeah, I mean, it had things for kids, you know, basketball courts. What is that? There's something over here, there's a man lying down, he might be dead. We don't know. Oh, Christ almighty. We'll go look at this thing over here and I'll go show you what I've come here for. I mean, there's a rat trap here that's a bit concerning. I wanted to speak up because my microphone, I forgot to charge it. So that's now off. Oh yeah. Alright, so I've stumbled across what looks like it used to be a park. The ground's very soft, so if you fell, you know, it's got this roundabout hoop. It's got these tyre things, lots of seating around it. Yeah, look. I don't think they were getting that thing out there. Look at that. Oh God. Well, I think the main question is, where'd it go? Who stole the park? I mean, I don't know, maybe it was gone for a reason, maybe someone got injured or something, but I do think it's quite hilarious that the council put up a park and someone nicked it. Oh yes, it's be good in my garden, yeah? Just come on and chainsaw it apart. Yeah, again, it's another scorching day. We're heading over there. There's a very interesting building over there. But yeah, so I'm just going to sit here for a few minutes looking at this abandoned park, wondering where did it go, what happened, who stole it, how did they get it out of here. But yeah. Alright guys, so behind these trees is the Romanian Parliament building. And I did mention it yesterday, but this is the heaviest building in the world. If I remember my facts, because Google's not working for me, it's the second largest building, or I think it's the second largest government building ever built, behind the Pentagon. It weighs over 40 billion tons. Again, how do people know that? How did he work that out? Where are the scales? Now, it's really hard to see from here, but just behind it in the distance, you can see a little tower. Now that is a massive church. That is the National Church of Romania. And that's all I really know about it. But I'll be honest, other than this, there's not a great deal to show you. There's a lot of nice parks. There's apparently they have a really good nightlife, a lot of underground bars, but I don't really have time to explore it. Yeah, but as far as content is concerned, there's not really much to show you. So what I'm going to do, I need to go get my stuff ready to leave tomorrow. I need to go find some water before I go back to the thing, that's for sure. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. You want to see more, subscribe. But until the next one, peace.